People, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Vijay Ladipo. Thank you for tuning to this video. On this channel we'll talk about faith, marriage and lifestyle. Thank you for tuning in about toxic relationships, how to recognize you are in a toxic relationship and do something about it. If that feels like what you want to know about, please don't go nowhere. Let's get right into the video. Okay, welcome back. Who is a toxic person? A toxic person is anyone who is abusive, unsupportive and unhealthy emotionally. Someone who basically brings you down rather than take you up. That is who a toxic person is. So when you are in a relationship with such person, what you get is a toxic relationship. So how can you identify you are in a toxic relationship? I'm just going to be listing them quickly, smartly, and not so much, just a few points. Number first thing when you're in a toxic relationship is that relationship lacks support. You never get any support from that person. You know, in every relationship, in a healthy relationship, it is based on desire to see the other person become great, the other person rise to something big in life. But when it becomes toxic, every success, every lifting becomes a competition, an unnecessary competition between you and the person. The person sees it as a very unhealthy competition. He or she gets intimidated by your success or achievement. That is a toxic relationship. I'm not just talking about a romantic relationship here. It could be a platonic relationship with your friends. And if you are seeing that this person is very unsupportive of your success, unsupportive of your achievement, then know that that is a toxic relationship. How can you identify a toxic relationship? Number two, it has a toxic communication. In a healthy relationship, instead of in a healthy relationship, there are kind conversation where you both air your view in an understandable way. But in a toxic relationship, what you get is a toxic communication that is characterized by sarcasm, criticism, overly hostile. When you want to make a meaningful conversation with this person, it becomes sarcastic about everything. It becomes very critical of everything you say. It doesn't see sense in anything you say. That is a toxic relationship. How do you identify a toxic relationship? Number three, the relationship strips you of self-esteem. If you're in a new relationship where you feel like insecure around the person, that is a toxic relationship. Toxic partner like picking at you. If you hear criticism statements such as, why do you look like this? I don't like your makeup. Why do you talk like that? You're getting too fat. You are eating too much. You smile too much. You don't talk so nicely. You know, your makeup is not blending well. That is a toxic relationship. I'm not saying if it is a honest criticism, you should not accept it, but when it becomes like an every time thing and you start getting self-conscious, you start feeling insecure whenever you're around this person, unnecessarily conscious of your person when you're around this person, then know that it is a toxic relationship. Number four, there is a controlling behavior and excessive jealousy. When you start being questioned of, where are you going? Why are you coming? Why do you still stay so late there? Where? This control is toxic. The person is unnecessarily jealous when you're around other people, when you share your time with friends, other friends and family. The person feels you shouldn't just do some things without telling him or her. The person is trailing you at every movement you make, at everything you do. This is controlling behavior, is a sign of a toxic relationship. And most time, this control ends in abuse, both emotionally and physically. So, Before the control degenerates to abuse, identify and know and accept that you are in a toxic relationship. You are constantly stressed. Constant stress. There is a normal amount of tension through every relationship, but finding yourself constantly on an edge is an indicator that something is off. When you feel always so stressed being around this person, then it is a toxic relationship. How do you recognize you're in a toxic relationship? Number 6, there is resentment. Holding grudges and letting them foster chips away at intimacy is a sign of a toxic relationship. These grudges over time leads to frustration or resentment, can build and make smaller charms even more bigger. There are some friends that you have issues that you can just like talk about and it ends today. It becomes what you're keeping malice over for 1 month, 1 week. That is a toxic relationship, and that person is a toxic person. If at this point, permit me to say that with this point, you might have to like check yourself. If you are the toxic person in that relationship, then identify this thing and trust God to help you change. Yes, how do you identify you are in a toxic relationship? Number 7, nothing ever gets resolved. If you're in a relationship that men hearing your view and wanting the other person to understand and you both reach a reasonable conclusion leads to unending arguments, unending quarrel, and at the end the situation is never resolved, that's a sign of a toxic relationship. Nothing ever gets resolved in a toxic relationship. Every relationship has issues, don't get me wrong, but in a toxic relationship nothing gets worked through because every conflict ends in an argument. That is a toxic relationship. Lack of self-care. When you are in a toxic relationship, you forget yourself. You forget who you are because you've been ripped up of all your positive energy, you've been ripped up of all your zeal, you've been ripped up of everything that means happiness to you while you are trying to catch up or cope up with this person. You might lose yourself and let the usual stuff that gets you happy just go. You lose yourself, you don't longer give time to things that get you really excited. That is a toxic relationship. And if you don't listen to the signal and end that relationship, it's going to end in an abuse. And toxic relations, they aren't healthy for you. Trust me. How do you recognize you're in a toxic relationship? Point number 9, there is abuse in a toxic relationship. Emotional and physical abuse. Emotional abuse because the person says things delegatorily to you that gets you sad, that gets you upset, that rips you of all your enthusiasm. That is abuse. Any form of physical or emotional abuse is a no-no. This abuse most time are excused to being angry or being jealous because I love you, because you're my friend, because I don't want to lose you. That person is a toxic person and you should not encourage such in your life. How do you recognize a toxic relationship? Hoping for change. In a toxic relationship, you are hoping the other person will change, right? Most time because you love them, most time because you feel pity for them. You might stay in the relationship because you see the other person's potentials and think that if you just change yourself and your action, maybe such person will change. I've heard someone tell me that, okay, I was in their relationship for years, thinking if I put in more, thinking if I change more of my behavior, thinking if I put in more of myself, maybe he's just going to change. But rather than him changing, it goes worse and worse and worse. From toxic, it became a very abusive relationship to the point of physical hitting. These are many signs of a toxic relationship that no one should even encourage at all. If you love yourself and if you love the other person, correct it quickly. If the person really appreciates and values the relationship, then you both will sit down, talk about it, and the person will seek help. There is nobody that is beyond repair. There is nobody that God cannot help. People get to that point via some reason. Most of them don't even know they are toxic until somebody calls their attention to it. But peradventure, you have tried to talk to the person, it ain't working. You have tried to call the person's attention to you, and like I stated, it never gets resolved. Then you might want to separate from the person for a while. If the person values the relationship, let him come. If he doesn't value the relationship, let everybody go their way. These are signs of toxic relationship, and when you note this relationship, you should watch out. Like I said, it's not just for the romantic relationship, it's both for the romantic and the platonic relationship, because these are the relationship that drains our emotion, drains our everything. Recognize them and resolve and move far away from it. With this, I've come to the end of today's video. Let me know in the comment section more signs to know a toxic relationship. And please, if there are other topics you want us to talk about on this channel, feel free to also comment it in the comment section. If there are other topics you want me to, these are just some series that I'll be starting. I'll be talking in this line in the next few videos. If there are other topics you want me to talk about, even following up on this very topic, the toxic relationship, please let me know in the comment section. Let me know what other sign, how do you know toxic relationship, the ones that I didn't mention. I will appreciate it. Let's connect and talk in the comment section. Thank you for watching this much. Please subscribe if you haven't. Give it a thumb up if it was useful to you, and share for others to see. You might never know who it is helpful to. Thank you for watching the video. Till I see you in my next video. See you next video. Thank you. Bye bye.